another Honda on the table. Pretty much the exact same thing as others. Except, well, as you can tell, it's in pieces. I looked at everything and I think it's all there. We might be missing a spring for the governor. I don't know. There's a whole lot of crap in the bag. But yeah, that's how I got it. I just love puzzles sometimes. So at the very least, I know we'll probably need some gaskets and potentially a spring. So I think it's just kind of a good idea to lay out what we got and see what's going on from there. I can tell already that is broken. So at the very least, we're going to need another fuel line. Why there's two clips, both before and after the fuel shut off, I don't know. But yeah, I say I'm going to lay it out and see what we have. So here's what we have. We have the cover. We have the choke system, which we're going to be cleaning that. We have the screws to mount the carb. We have the plate. We have the half of the carb. And we have the air filter actual cover. We do have the governor linkage and the spring. It's a shopping list. So we're gonna need a couple gaskets. We're gonna need two of these. Oh wait, not this one. It's a different one. We're gonna find another one of these, and one of each of these. This goes in between the spacer and the block itself. This one goes in between the carb and the spacer, and this goes in between the little plate and the air filter housing. So what do we have going on here? I put this in the ultrasonic cleaner. I blew it out, and so I couldn't find this. So I blew it out, cleaned it, and for the most part, oh wait, no, that's a different one. That would have been bad. Anyway, for the most part, it's all here except for, just a few minor details, of course. This is the jet that came in. We probably will be reusing that. So a while back, I bought this carb. It's really cheap, mainly because it's not a 10 millimeter. Because this is a 10 millimeter. Anyway, so I mainly bought it because it was more expensive to buy just the butterfly than it was to buy the whole carb. And it was not even that easy to do so anyway. So I went on there, I literally found the cheapest one I could. It had the same linkage. So I took it off, and this is where we stand. So this has never seen gasoline. It's also cheap. So what do we have so far? We have the bowl gasket, have the bowl nut, there we go. So we're going to be using some of the stuff, but not all. Let's take a look at the emulsion tube that came out. These do look about to be the same. We might just use a new emulsion tube. I got it right. This has a number 70 written on it. This has a number 60, so we don't want to use that. It's going to make it lean. And I don't know what type of numbering system they use. I'm hoping it's the same as Honda's. Okay, emulsion tube. It's on there. Looks like it's in good position. That's good. Okay. Next thing we're going to need is the float and the needle. This is the part I'm afraid of. It might not be the same. It's not. Well, it's going to be a little hard. It's blowing it. Nope, it's not the same. That needle is insanely small. Let me see if I have another needle. There's this one. Let's try that. Might be too big. Or I should check that before, huh? No, it's way too big. Okay, let's keep on looking. Got a needle. Now, I think this should be okay. If not, then we'll use a different one. Yeah, that bolt's fine. From what I can tell, when I blow into it, it's not doing anything, so I think we're set. Our next concern is this. This is the mechanism that is responsible for engaging the choke. This gets stuck. You can have either too much choke, won't ever turn off, or not enough. It'll be very difficult to turn on. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like a towel, and kind of go in there and clean that out. Same thing with this and this. Just going to take a towel, get it nice and clean, put it back together. And then same thing with that. Basically just want to make sure there's nothing in here. And I prefer not to even use oil, because that was just cake in there when it gets dirty, because dust will just get in there, and that's never a good thing. So I'm going to clean it up, bring it back. Got it mostly clean. It makes it a lot easier if you take like these little carb cleaning bristles. I'm trying to remember which way. It would have to go this way. Yeah. Anyway. And just kind of clean it with that. Does it go the other way? No. No, it goes like this. Okay. And of course blow it out. And if you really want to, I suppose you could put a little oil in there. Just know it's gonna get a little gooey eventually. Okay, I think we're good on this. Never mind, I noticed there's a whole lot of crap in there, so I blew that out too. Okay, good news or bad news? Good news is, I was able to get a spring. I think everything else is okay. I was able to get a fuel cutoff. It is an aftermarket one though, but if everything works correct, I'll buy a new one and it should be fine. So now we're going to put the carb on. Here's the gasket. There we go. We need another gasket. There we go. I guess that's gonna fall off anyway. Next we're gonna put the fuel line on. Oh, I thought this was a going without having to put all this stuff together. Can't imagine the person that has to do this in the factory. Now we put this one on. And now we have our spacer. Put it on like so. Now we have our final gasket. Yeah, like that. Anyway, the other bad news is we're missing a bolt right there. So, that's unfortunate. See if I can find one. See this little cutout? That corresponds with a cutout in here. Kind of keeps it locked in place. To make it easy on ourselves, we're going to put the fuel line on first. Oh, that clips off. Let me work on this. Okay, so I got everything on. Now, I just want to screw this together. Don't get in the way, cables. And I totally understand these are not the right on-offs. I get it, but they work. So we need to test this because it literally came to us in pieces. Next thing, there's a little hole down here. That thing goes on the arm. I don't know which one it is, unfortunately. Pretty sure it's going to be the first one, but just in case, it's better to do it a little slow. Man, this is a lot harder when I can't just reach around. Anyway, it's a lot better to be a little slow than a little fast. There, okay, I need to move you. Fuel is clipped on, the spring is on, carb is on. There's a spark plug. Let's put a... Oh, that's right, I didn't tighten it. Choke is engaged. Just look down there. Okay, I found a bolt. It's not the right one, but it had the same thread and was long enough, so used it. Put you on the corner, and we'll turn this bad boy on. Hopefully it doesn't leak. Here's the unfortunate part. It is leaking, so we have something going on there. I'm pretty sure it's the bowl. It's the needle. But we're gonna move forward. I do have another carburetor. I just didn't want to take it off the engine, so we're gonna at least see if the engine runs. Yeah, seems to be doing pretty good. So what's next? Right now I'm going to take apart the other carb, put it on there. I might just take the needle out of it because this one's clean, and then put the bag on, wash it up, change the oil, because I did check the oil earlier and it was a little nasty, but change it, and probably a new plug and we're good. I've replaced the needle. Fuel is on and it's not leaking, so we're good to go on the carb. The oil, like I said, it still needs to be changed, but I just wanted to show the lack of leaking. So not only is it not leaking, but it's also the right speed. That spring setting is where it should be, and it's the right spring, so we should be good to go. I think we legit are almost done here. I'm just going to clean it up, change the oil, sharpen the blades, everything else. Basically what I said before. Okay, have a good night. This is the real end. Later.